25, 26, 27-year-olds do get injured. You know what, though? 37, 38-year-old guys, it happens more often to those guys, right? And because it happens to those guys more often, it affects their game. So we can't keep depending on LeBron James to be LeBron James like this. It should be somebody else. We can't keep depending on this dude to average 30 a game.
This whole notion of, LeBron is X years old, y'all need to stop relying. Negro, we've been saying this for the last 8 years. Until LeBron shows us he's not capable of being an elite basketball player, shut up about his age. He is obviously showing you something you've never seen in your life. You've never seen a 40-year-old, 39-year-old, 38-year-old, 37-year-old, 36-year-old, 35-year-old, 34-year-old carry the way he said to carry, produce how he had to produce with that amount of mileage on his tires, with that amount of tread on his tires, with that much miles in the game. You've never seen it. So now,
no, it's not. This amount of glaze should be illegal.
This is crazy.
It should be illegal to glaze like that.
It's not glazing. It's the truth. It's the truth. No.
I bet if we was talking about the Monte Sabonis, it wouldn't be a problem.
You are up here.
That's if we was talking about De'Aaron Fox, it wouldn't be a problem. I bet if we was talking about the Monte Sabonis, it wouldn't be a problem.
No, Chilltown, you're 100% right. You know why? No, you know why you're right, Chilltown? Because those guys are in their mid-20s. You're
by a 35-year-old.
Hold on, light out. Because what Chilltown just did was try to let Damos take that LeBron James is gonna defeat Father Time. You're telling me LeBron James is gonna
Who said that, Ox? Who said that? Who said that? What did I say, Ox? What did I say?
You just said that we can't talk about LeBron James' age just because younger versions of himself. Hold on, Damo. Because younger versions of himself proved us wrong about his age. So you're right, Damo. We called it a little too early. But brother, it's here. It's coming. Father Time is undefeated. He's undefeated. He's unfadable. So we yes, we can say that. We can at the year.
Do you know how weird it is?
Year, it's very weird. But next year, if it doesn't happen this year, we're still going to say the same thing next year. If we can say he's 39 this year, if he does it next year, we're like he's 40.
Darts.
Next year, we're like he's 41.
You know how weird it is to throw shit at the wall, and every time it doesn't stick, you're like, nah, I'm gonna just keep throwing this shit until it sticks.
Right. Yeah, well, because look, I'm gonna tell you why.
Oh yeah, I told you so. 12 years later, I'm not saying that LeBron James. Hold on, because you're misconstruing my point already. I'm not sitting here saying LeBron James is going to defy Father Time, but to sit here and say, oh man, LeBron at 30 and 39, you're ridiculous for thinking that this man at 39 years old is going to be able to produce at a level to help y'all win a championship. He just came off a season averaging 29, 8, and 7 at 38. Why is it so crazy to assume he's still going to be productive until he doesn't want to play basketball?
The reason why, Damo,
I'm gonna tell you, Damo, look, because you said I can't keep throwing shit at the wall and expecting it to stick. If every year the shit gets stickier, I'm gonna keep throwing it because it's gonna stick. It might not have been last year. It might not have been the year before. It might be this year.
The last 8 other years.
We can't rely on LeBron James to beat Father Time, bro. That's crazy. LeBron James
I'm not relying on him to beat.
This is a heavy ass squad. LeBron James' back will break if he has to.
I'm not relying on him to beat Father Time. What I am relying on, which is what I'm kind of expecting, is him to be better than everybody that puts on a Sacramento Kings jersey, which he's been doing his whole career. I am expecting that. Okay. I am expecting him to be.
What do that got to do with the championship?
I am expecting.
He wasn't better than De'Aaron last year. He wasn't better than De'Aaron last year. What are you talking about? He wasn't better than De'Aaron last year. So what I'm saying
De'Aaron wasn't even a top 5 point guard in the West. That's crazy. But that's what's crazy. But anyway,
you Lakers fans get
pissed off. Because you came over here on that shit about the Lakers going to be worse than everybody in the Pacific Division and all that. But I'm being extra. You came on here with all that rah-rah shit about the Lakers. I didn't say nothing. But as soon as I mentioned De'Aaron Fox to the Sacramento Kings, now I'm being petty. I'm being this and that. Whatever. All I'm saying is, when it comes to LeBron James, I am of the belief I'm just going to assume he's a productive basketball player until he's not. I'm not going to sit here and assume for the 9th year in a row that this is going to be the year he's not productive. I'm not saying he's going to be the best player on the Lakers, but I am saying at 39, 40 years old, LeBron James can be a very productive player on a championship team. LeBron James, without a doubt, is our second best, third best player.
He had his worst shooting performance in the playoffs last year of his career.
And that was because his foot was injured. If you want to say his
right,
foot was
and you know why his foot was
because
injured, Damo? The reason why his foot was injured is because he's 38 years old, and he's going to be a year older next year. We gotta stop talking about this dude like we respect what he's doing.
Wait, hold on. So if they're not 24, 25, 26-year-olds that don't get fucking injured feet, it's age.
No, that's not the case. No, because 25, 26, and 27-year-olds, 25, 26, 27-year-olds do get injured. You know what, though? 37, 38-year-old guys, it happens more often to those guys. Right, and because it happens to those guys more often, it affects their game. So we can't keep depending on LeBron James to be LeBron James like this. It should be somebody else. We can't keep depending on this dude to average 30 a game and have to come out and throw a crew on his back like he's done before. We can't do it.
Let me chime in. So here's my thing, right? I see where Chill is coming from a perspective of we can't look at LeBron James as the same invincible superhero that he's been for.
Because he's not that anymore. He's not.
And here's the thing, Donald. I'm not saying at least that LeBron, like you said, can't be productive on a championship team. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that the risk factor of somebody who is 39, about to be 40. When you look at LeBron's entire career, how many times have we said when he was with Cleveland during the first 10, Miami, Cleveland again, did we say, oh yeah, LeBron is injury prone or seems to be injury prone? We never said that. Literally, I remember as a kid saying, I rarely see LeBron James get hurt. The durability of this man is God tier. When he like that, that's something that can help him in the GOAT debate for sure. The durability was amazing, and the longevity alongside that is even better. But you have to look at it from the fact of if you are a 39-year-old LeBron James who has been playing in this league for over 20 years, you're on a team right now where you wanted Anthony Davis on this squad because the idea in LeBron's head, at least one of them, is not only is he one of the top 10 players in the league, top 5 players in the league when healthy, but I can take a load off because I can just feed the ball to this guy and let him cook. Because we've seen how great he was in New Orleans and all those things. It's the reason why he was there. But I think LeBron, when you look at it from where he's at right now, is like, okay, look what Chill said. His worst shooting performance came in the playoffs last year of his entire career. Worst shooting performance. And I saw LeBron taking a whole lot of threes where I'm like, damn, bro, like you could have done a little something else with the ball. You could have made another play. But we see LeBron settling for 35-foot bombs that hit the side of the rim. Or swish. It's one of the two. Either LeBron's going to swish that motherfucker or brick it very hard. And we're going to be like, damn. But when you see a guy like LeBron, who we're so used to driving down the lane, barreling downhill, and moving bodies out the way, you see the lower half of this man's body is taking a beating, especially if you have to continuously do that because nobody else on your team is willing to go in the paint. Anthony Davis don't even want to play the 5, which to me, I don't understand. I mean, I kind of do just based off the skill set and the way that he plays. But like, if he's more comfortable with the 4, fuck it. But in terms of going downhill and getting to that paint, LeBron should not have to continuously do the things that he's done for 20 years on a team where he's supposed to kind of be like he's supposed to just conduct the show. When you have a guy like Anthony Davis, who is, significantly younger than you, and you sit there and you say from a talent perspective, yeah, this is my guy. If LeBron is your second option on a team, as long as that first option is, doing his thing, which Anthony Davis should be doing, you shouldn't even have any problems. The rest of the team, like you said, is set up perfectly. I fuck with it. The offseason moves, they're building around this unit. Look back in the 2020 season when they had AD and LeBron and Rondo and Dwight Howard and them boys. That team was constructed perfectly. You had every answer that you needed. You had every I dotted, every T crossed. You had all of that. Now, I blame it more so on the Russell Westbrook trade, fucking that whole thing up. And now they have to pick up the pieces again, which they've done a great job at doing since the trade deadline this year. The point of LeBron is he's going into year 21. We see that he hasn't sustained a lot of injuries up until, I guess you can point to year 19 and beyond. But
easy. My bad. You go. Because you just said something that made me think about it. So let me ask you, bro. How the fuck you supposed to win a championship if you're not even the top 3 team in your division? I'm just curious. I just want to know. That. My bad. Go ahead.
Dude, I'm just saying. In terms of LeBron James and his injury history, we can point to the last 3 to 4 seasons where we've legitimately said, damn, Bron's got hurt. A couple months in, he's playing well, gets hurt again. Look at Anthony Davis in December last year. Anthony Davis in December, literally looked like the best player in the entire fucking league on both sides of the ball. He was going stupid. There was no LeBron. He was running the show. He was doing his thing, and it worked out. The Lakers had a winning record while LeBron was out in that little stretch. And we were sitting there saying, okay, Anthony Davis is back to full form and all that shit. But then you look at LeBron, you're like, once LeBron comes back, everything gonna be great. And then now we hear, oh, he's dealing with this nagging foot injury. And then it's like, if you go deep into the postseason, that's more games to be played, altitude and shit in Denver, all that comes into play. And you're sitting here saying, okay, LeBron is having to settle for 35-foot three-point shots instead of being the dominant LeBron James that we know that can drive and slash to the hole, the greatest slasher of all time, if you will. That takes a toll when you're 39 years old and you can't really, you're taking risks at this point when you're driving it. I think now LeBron's at a point where it's like, if he's going to the rim, teams are going to be like, all right, we're not going to let one person stop LeBron, 2 people, 3 people, whatever. That's a risk. It's a big risk. So I see both sides of yours point 100%. Damo, I see yours. Chill, I see yours. I'm just saying that's the only reason why we're talking about LeBron and injuries. It's just because of the age.
I feel like 100% what you're saying, but since coming to the Lakers, LeBron has done everything to micro or macro manage his playing time and his availability to the best of his abilities. Since coming to the Lakers, literally before coming to the Lakers, he played bare minimum 69, 70 games. Bare minimum. Coming to the Lakers, year 1, 55 games. You could blame that, and that was the groin pull. That was a groin pull injury. And after that, he started that's when he started load managing a lot more. I was trying to find a word. Load managing a lot more. 2020, 67 games, and we can heavily blame the fact that there was a 4-month layoff period, and then you go to the bubble, so that extended him and Anthony Davis. Mm-hmm. Since then, we have 45, 56, and 55. 2021, I know for a fact that was the year where LeBron and AD were both just hurt. That was the mellow year. That was the year we just couldn't get right, couldn't get healthy. After that, LeBron James, it was a fact of knick-knack injuries, but he was load managing. He was trying to load manage to the base of his abilities, especially last year. Last year was a bunch of load managing, him trying to do the best he can to extend his reign until he can get to the playoffs and then go. One thing I have an issue with, there is a big reason why I am so I'm so comfortable saying if healthy with the Lakers versus if healthy with the Clippers, because we just seen in this last playoffs, the Lakers' best 2 players played. Whether they were healthy or not, they played the entire playoffs. The Clippers guys did it. The Clippers have came together. Yes, very true. The last time both these teams were healthy was in 2020. But at the end of the day, what have you done for me lately? And lately, the 2 Laker guys that were unhealthy made it through the playoffs and made a deep run. The Clipper guys, Kawhi couldn't even finish the series. He played half a series and they end up losing. Paul George didn't even play because of his injury. So I feel like it's levels to how injured those 2 teams is. But with the Lakers specifically, I know for a fact LeBron is going to load manage. I know LeBron's probably, I would say over under, I wouldn't go plus 56 games. 55 and a half, he's going to stay around there. I don't think he's going to play 60 games. AD, I know AD is not going to play 60 games. I know that's not who he is. I know the guy has injury problems. But we're living in the land of hypotheticals.